Hi guys, JB and Minot here, and these are my pickups for the months of August, September, and half of October. The only reason I haven't done a video for a long time is because I've only been playing really two games in detail. The rest are impressions, but there are two games that have dominated the past couple of months. So let's go ahead and get started. I bought two used PSP games for $5 a piece. Megamind, the Blue Defender, based on the animated story with Will Ferrell and Brad Pitt. And then there's James Cameron's Avatar, the game. Hopefully the game's better than the book. I didn't care for the movie. I thought the movie was way overrated. No way did that movie deserve Best Picture or Best Picture nomination. It looked good, but the story stunk. It was Fern Gully in outer space, like a lot of critics say. And the acting sucked, the anti-military angle sucked, and just anti-business angle sucked. James Cameron, apparently forgot that it's businesses that make Hollywood movies. You need businessmen to do that. So, anyway, here's a couple of my PSP games for the month. Bunko, Fighting Climax. It's kind of a generic fighting game, only it's got a bunch of characters from some anime and manga. And the graphics look really, really, really good. But so far it isn't very hard so far. And I'm not into fighting games all that well. I'm not very good at them. I like them, but I'm not good at them. Okay. Great rhythm game. Beautiful, beautiful graphics. Simply done rhythm game, but it's heavily story based. You're going to have to cut through a lot of text to get through. If I were to sit there and read the story, I probably wouldn't even have played the first dance so far. I would love to have seen this come with a soundtrack, but I think you got to get a special edition, and I don't buy special editions. So it's Persona 4. Dancing All Night. Beautiful, beautiful rhythm game. If you like rhythm games and you don't mind cutting through all the text and talk for a while, you love this game. You can't go wrong with it. Okay, Ultra Despair Girls, Danganronpa, another episode. This is based on the Danganronpa series. It's heavily visual novel, but there's also some gameplay in most of these. That's why I bought them. But there's also enough gameplay in it to keep my interest for a while. I had to order this from PlayAsia. Resident Evil Revelations 2. I got the Resident Evil Revelations from the 3DS, and it's one of the best games on the 3DS. And I'm surprised they didn't bring this to the States. But this is getting middle of the road reviews, but like I said, the first one was excellent. The best game, one of the best games on the 3DS. Okay, Dungeon Travelers 2, the Royal Library, and the Monster Seal. This came with a little calendar with a bunch of anime girls on it. And it's a lot like Etrian Odyssey, and that's a dungeon crawler. And you're basically mapping out. They map it out for you, but you're mapping out dungeons. And there are places that are locked. You have to figure out how to unlock them. And they got boss battles in them. And they're on a smaller scale, the dungeons, but it's a very charming game. A little bit of talk in this one. All Atlas games have become talky, as far as I'm concerned. But if you can get past that, you can enjoy this game. I found it to be rather charming, and, I haven't seen much difference in the fighting technique, but it's an RPG. But it's got its charms. Okay, now for my 3DS games. Chibi Robo Ziplash. You basically use your extension cord on the Chibi Robo robot to move around and to solve certain puzzles on the platform, and to break down bricks and to climb and whatnot. It's a charming game, beautiful game so far, and it's getting middle of the road reviews, but I think it's a pretty good platformer. Maybe for a cheaper price, not for full price, but it's still a good game worth having if you're an RPG fan. Or not RPG fan, excuse me, a platformer fan. Okay, LBX, Little Battler's Experience. I wasn't going to get this, but I've seen the great reviews it had so far, and I've heard good things about it, so I went, broke down and bought it. Haven't played it yet though. Pokemon Omega Ruby. Haven't played it yet. Here's another great little rhythm game. Hatsune Miku Project Mirai DX. And it's amazing how complex this game. It's a beautiful, beautiful graphics on the game. Kind of childlike graphics. And you can use a button configuration or a stylus configuration. This one comes with a bunch of AR cards. And yes, I do play rhythm games. And no, I'm not gay. But but you can use the stylus or the buttons. And there are different challenges you can do, and it's pretty good so far. Animal Crossing, Happy Home Designer. I haven't played much Animal Crossing, but there are people who have. Animal Crossing sometimes tends to get a little bit tedious to me. Nothing much seems to happen. Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Good trivia game. It's a very good educational game if you have kids, but I found it educational. There's a lot of stuff in there that I'd forgotten years ago. So any game like that I can lose is pretty good in my book. So Senran Kagura Deep Crimson. This one, you know what? I don't buy special edition stuff, but sometimes it's all they're available in the States. And it's kind of a dirty-minded fighter, I guess, where your opponent, the more she loses, the more clothes she takes off. But I don't think they go all the way in this one. Not in America, but I heard in Japan they're pretty filthy. So I don't know if I should even have gotten that one. Now here's the game that's been dominating my August. Etrian Odyssey Untold 2, the Fafnir Night. And I haven't even gotten, I don't know if I'm maybe 3/4 of the way done. I don't know, but just trying to get through I just love the puzzles that it takes to get through the FOEs that are in this, and the battles are pretty tough. You got to use a lot of strategy, a lot of good tactics, and it's not just, for the most part, attack and everybody attack and they die. You got to use a lot of thinking to beat the foes in this game, even the simpler ones. So there's that. Excellent. If you like Etrian Odyssey, which this is a remake of an old Etrian Odyssey game, I think Etrian Odyssey 2, but if you like that, you'll love this if you haven't gotten the first one. Okay, now the game that's been dominating my September and half my October. 45% of it done, and I've already finished the main story. That's how much content is in this game. It's Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. And it's a stealth version of Metal Gear Solid. You have the missions, which add to the story, and but you can solve those missions just about any way that you see fit that's available to you. And but there are rewards for doing it in certain ways, like for stealth and whatnot. It's a great game, but it's not a 10. There are flaws with it. And I don't mean story. I don't care about story. I like the story. Story to me is just a spice. But it tells the story through cassette tapes mostly. And some cutscenes after you do missions. But they say Metal Gear Solid 4 was mostly too many cutscenes. This one you don't have a whole lot of cutscenes. And people are complaining about that. I don't care about that. But this is a great game. It's a blast to play. It does get a little bit repetitious with some of the side ops. Extract this prisoner. Take out this heavy infantry. Take out this other heavy infantry. Now take out this tank unit. Now take out this other tank unit. And the scenes, the set designs are outstanding. It looks like a photograph when you're walking through or running through. It looks just like the real thing. Only there's a little bit too much of the same stuff. You know, I'd like to have seen more environments. There's Africa and there's Afghanistan. That's where all the story takes place. Those two continents and a certain part of Africa, in Zaire, I believe. But I would love to have seen maybe some of it take place in the Arctic, or take place in a European forest, or maybe in a rainforest somewhere. You know, something like that. A little bit more environments. But if you like Metal Gear Solid, there's no reason why you can't like this game. There's so much content. Like I said, I've completed the main story, but and I'm only 45% done. Okay guys, those are my pickups for the months of August, September, and part of October. I'm sorry it took so long. Maybe I got to think of another way to do more videos. It's just haven't really had the time or the you know, can't come up with a different topic. But anyway, I hope to hear from you guys. If you like it, let me know, and just I can use your suggestions. In the meantime, you guys have a happy Columbus Day. No, screw. Have a happy holiday. Have a happy Columbus Day, and I hope you all have a happy Halloween. In the meantime, I'll talk to you again hopefully before the next month. God bless. Bye-bye.